Hey, what's going on, guys? In this video, I want to talk to you guys about an app I just picked up from the App Store, I would say about a month ago, and it's an app that really allows me to organize my ideas when I'm in the process of generating a YouTube video. Now, sometimes your idea engine gets kind of sparked in a lot of different places, and this is a good way to capture those ideas pretty quickly. So what I want to do is I want to kind of give you guys a rundown of this application, particularly if you're a YouTuber, and to see if this is something that'll work out for you when you're prepping your videos for YouTube. So this is the app right here. So if we go into it, you see right here I have a ton of different mind maps, or mindlies as they call it, and within them they have these elements and sub-elements. So if you look at the bottom right here, you'll see the Mindly map that is called Keeping Talking Points Organized. So what I want to do right now, I want to kind of click into this real quick here. And then it brings up pretty much all the ideas that I generated for this particular video right here. So you're kind of going to see this real time in terms of how I created this YouTube video. So normally in my introduction, I want to kind of give you guys a rundown of what the video is going to be about. In here, you can see that in this video, I'm kind of talking about costs. I'm going to discuss generating better ideas. I'll discuss the features, also other uses, and how Mindly works in terms of collaborations. And lastly, I'll finish with backup. So let's kind of jump into the video. And the first thing I want to talk about is the features. So what I would do is I would kind of go into this and click on features. And from features, then I will give you guys a rundown of all the different features that I'll be discussing. So in terms of features, I'll be discussing export. I'll discuss the home screen, the interface, as well as how you can customize Mindly. So in terms of the interface itself, it's very nice, and it's very nice in terms of animation. So it has some really good eye candy, and for the most part, it is really easy to navigate, as you can see here. So what I'm gonna do is to kind of give you a demonstration of how this works. If I tap back up here in the left corner, the features, you'll see it goes back to the previous Mindly map or mind map. Now, other things that I really like about this is the customizations. You can actually customize the sub-elements, as you can see here. You can change the color, and you also can add emoji, which is nice, and to add some customizations to your Mindly map itself. I'll bounce it back out here. I also want to talk about the home screen itself. Now, the home screen itself is pretty direct. It has a few different options, as you can see here. You have the last modified, you have the elements, and you also have the date the Mindly map was created. So you have some really good information that'll really help you dig deep in terms of if you want to add some additional sub-elements to your Mindly map itself. Otherwise, finishing up with the features, I wanted to kind of talk about the export functionality of this application itself. Now, in terms of the export functionality, you can export your Mindly maps into 4 different arenas. You have your text, your PDFs, you can export it to other Mindly map users or Mindly users, and you also can export it as a PNG. So there's a number of different ways you can export your Mindly map in terms of getting to where you want to get to. So that wraps up all the different features of Mindly map. The next thing I want to kind of talk about are the uses of Mindly map. So other uses that I've thought about, and I think it'll be a great idea for those of us who are in school. I also think this would be good for those of us who do public speaking or speak in front of a group of people. This would be something you can use to practice, to get your talking points in an organized manner. So collaboration is pretty straightforward. You can share your Mindly maps like I discussed earlier, but at this point in time, there is no multi-use collaboration with Mindly map. Hopefully it's something that they'll add in the future, but otherwise it's a one-use case scenario in terms of creating your ideas. So we're just about to finish up. I wanted to talk about backup. To back up, pretty much everything is going to be backed up on the cloud, iCloud here. As you can see, you can either back it up on Mac OS or you can back it up on iOS. A couple things to keep in mind with iOS, it is going to be backed up on iCloud Drive, or you can actually AirDrop it as well if you wanted to do that in terms of using it on iOS when it relates to backing up your information, and maybe you can store it on your desktop, whatever works out for you. Now let's talk about costs. Actually, it is free on iOS, and it's $29.99. On the Mac, I'll get a little bit more into that in a second when it relates to the Mac. But for iOS, it is free, but it is limited. You're limited to 3 different elements, as you can see here. And if you do go with the free version, you only can export it using PDF. Now, if you pay the $6.99, it opens up to unlimited elements, and you can export it into the different ways I mentioned earlier, which is going to make the application a little bit more flexible. As we finish up with this review on this rundown, you can get this for the Mac. It is $29.99. Apparently, if I looked on Miley's website and there is a demo that you can try out. Unfortunately, I was not successful in getting that demo running on my Mac, so I cannot tell you the limitations of it itself. But yeah, that's really going to do it. I think it's a great application. I would highly recommend it. I would say just check out the free version, and if it's something that you like, I would definitely suggest paying at $6.99 for the full version. But that's really going to do it. I appreciate you guys watching. If you guys have any additional questions, don't hesitate to drop a comment below. Otherwise, I will talk to you guys in the next one. Later.